Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 58th episode of Screaming Into the Void, where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samiel the Infamous, and with me today are my co-hosts, the Hijabi Gamer.
Hi, it's Saturday. Yay.
It is indeed. Laurence Knight.
Yeehaw!
Awesome!
Apparently channeling Roy Rogers. And Ryan from Legion Talk.
What's up, man?
It's good to see you back on the air, man. I sure hope your setup is going well.
I have not set anything up yet. I'm still trying to get situated, so that's why no camera.
No, fair enough. I could care less about the camera stuff, but we're gonna need you, buddy, especially tomorrow and tonight. I think are you still doing Vets Talking tonight?
I'm gonna try to, yes. Okay. I might be late there, but I'm gonna definitely try to.
Fair enough. All right, so we do have some things to cover. Here in a little while, we will have a guest joining us, Mr. Horny Alf, who is going to take us through, and we're gonna have some fun with a little Twitter thread that I saw this morning.
Yeah. Al's been he's been pretty stiff all day.
We'll get there. But anyway, but meantime, he's currently on the meme stream over on the Legion of Memers channel. So when he wraps up over there, he'll join us as soon as he can, and we'll get to that when that topic when he arrives. We have Kohai in the chat. I see Zillage is engaging in lurker mode. That's fantastic. I'm glad you're still with us, buddy.
And he was first.
Welcome.
I made a cup of coffee for you, Muggsy. I went through all the emotes. This was the closest I could find.
I see the Black Swordsman. Hello there. Welcome. Kryptonian Jedi. Welcome to the show. UA. Hey, buddy. I don't know how to tell you this, but I was talking some pretty big shit about the UK last night. It was funny though.
Probably funny only to Americans.
Well, and yeah, pretty much. Cool, Frog. Good to see you. Why am I saying that? I didn't type that. This is a copy of.
It's a copy of mine.
Did you type it into the StreamYard chat?
Yeah, I might have.
Yeah.
Must be logged into her own account.
No, it says all, so I don't know. I think if I go with, yeah, I think I know how to do it.
Yeah, we got Boa with us. We have Caucasian Sasquatch.
There we go.
And he recognizes Lawrence. Strive, good to see you.
Strive, hello. We played GTA 5. It was fun.
So regarding the thing I said about UK, so basically Dermy and I have kind of had this sort of faux thing going back and forth a little bit this week, and mostly it's been on my end. He's mostly been ignoring it, which is probably the smart thing to do, but he did start the shit though. So Ryan and I were a guest on Beelzebub on Sunday on Devil's Show Get Ranked, and some exceptions were taken to our decisions on the rankings of that episode, and so Dermy had Devil and a few other people, Pop Culture 7 and Kenzo, come on to his late night show, and they redid the entire thing, and it was really funny. But there was a bit there where Dermy towards the end was saying, just to piss Ryan and Samuel off, so I clipped that out and put a short out flipping him off. And then the other night they were talking to a guy named Maza, who is Australian, and making fun of Australia. So I jumped in on that, and we made fun of the Australians together. And then I believe it was Kenzo again who said it's funny hearing, because we were talking about the Great Emu War, hearing Australians school others on losing wars. And I'm like, okay. So I took that little stretch and we put it up on Abyssal Musings last night. And I said, we're a young country. It's things happen, whatever. But as far as losing wars go, I don't think, really isn't the immigrant situation in France and the UK right now currently succeeding at doing the one thing France and UK have failed at doing to each other for 1,000 fucking years?
Oh,
Yes.
God.
You
Ooh.
don't get to tell us about losing wars, buddy. You just don't.
Yeah, those in glass houses, I really wouldn't be throwing too many stones.
Right. So that was pretty much the extent of it. It doesn't get any deeper than that. I'm not expecting any clapback or anything. And for the record, guys, there's no real beef or anything like that. Dermy and I have been communicating behind the scenes. He knows full well what I was doing. He gave me the thumbs up. So he's like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So anyway, it was just some fun times. It's good to have fun. We don't have enough fun, I think, these days. Mostly it's bad shit and dealing with bad shit and saying and doing bad shit and doing apology tours for bad shit or perceived bad shit. It's just bad shit all around. It's very shitty and it's all bad. So I thought I'd start out today with a little clip I found on Twitter of something exciting and potentially very, very bad, but it's got nothing to do with any of the modern day crap. In fact, I would say this is very, very olden day crap. With a slight modern twist. I mean, motorized vehicles. How do you guys like bus rides?
I hate bus rides.
Not that type of bus ride. Is that real?
Yes, it's
real.
real.
Hell. Oh, they're nuts.
Yep. Think of the guy with the camera. He's leaning out of the window.
Is that Egypt?
I don't think so.
Because I wouldn't be putting past Egyptians to be that crazy.
Egypt's pretty flat by comparison.
There are some mountains. There's
not like that.
This looks like Utah, Colorado.
This looks like it might be in like the Hindu Kush region of the Himalayas, which are the tallest mountains in the world.
Yeah, they would probably.
There is no way in the world. I would have jumped out the window. I would have jumped out.
I would have never been on the damn bus.
Right?
Me neither. The moment I would have saw them heading for I'm like, nope, stop.
Yeah, this could also be South America. In the Andes.
Well, isn't it somewhere in South America that has the most dangerous road in the world?
Hey, devil. They well, you got to keep in mind a lot of these trails, like they're on this bus trail, right? That's on the side, or this road that's on the side of a freaking mountain here on a sheer cliff face. I guarantee you that road was not meant for buses, but for llamas or mules or something.
Yeah.
Maybe goats, maybe not even people. Puffer Smile says, looks safe.
Yeah, why not?
Looks to be desert. Yeah, it could be. It could be Horny Elf. So, Carrie says, "Oh, live a little."
You go right. You first, Carrie. Let me know how the ride went.
Right. So that was just one little thing I thought was kind of like, I saw that little clip and I'm like, nope. I'm a nope right the fuck out of there.
Yeah, same. Absolutely not.
Yeah. There was one other thing I wanted to show you guys here that I just thought was very cool. In terms of just coolness, just neat stuff. So this is a volcanic eruption from the International Space Station's point of view.
Oh, sweet.
Wow. Looks like chicken parmesan almost.
Kind of. A little bit. Yeah, it does kind of resemble a giant drumstick sticking out of the ground.
I guess, yeah, kind of a little bit.
Yeah, so let me drop that down.
Oh, yeah, and then it was the cocaine sharks.
Yep.
Yeah, the cocaine sharks. We did talk about those last night a little bit. But yeah, no, I just thought that was a neat image. A neat image. But I suppose the first thing we're gonna get into is this right here.
There is no such thing as hate speech. Hate speech is free speech. If you don't like it, just mute the person. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the hell?
This
I
is
got-
as of a couple of days ago. Yeah, so we're looking at not only are we going back to Twitter 1.0, but it's going to probably be worse in the long run.
I have a really dumb question. Something I've been wanting to ask someone to answer for me. Because maybe it's just me, but am I the only one who does not associate the advertisements I get with the content I am watching? I will be watching Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and all of a sudden I will get an ad for Pampers. I do not connect Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers with Pampers. I could be watching
I do. I connect him. You know how? The guy never leaves his desk.
Okay. But no, we're talking infant Pampers. I could be watching a World War II documentary and still will not connect what is being advertised with whatever content. I don't understand this paranoia on the part. It's like, I know that Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers has nothing to do with the deodorant ad I'm getting.
Right.
I would probably argue it's your demographic because you're a woman of a certain age. You're going to be ripe for baby ads and probably hygiene ads.
No, but the thing is, what I'm just saying is, you could have something horrific, right? And then put an ad for Starbucks coffee. I'm not going to connect whatever content I'm watching because I know that the ads I'm getting are connected to me and not the content. So why are people throwing a fit over whatever content is on Twitter that are advertisers? Like, I mean, someone could say the most vile thing on Twitter, and underneath it could be an ad for Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not going to connect the two. So I don't get why they need to mute and block and ban stuff because.
Yeah. Yep. Real quick, welcome to the show for the first time, Mr. Horny Alf.
Hi, Mr.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be
Stay
here.
away from my cat.
Watch out, he's horny.
No, I just got off the Legion of Memer stream. Had a little break and then jumped on. But yeah, I got a little bit of time. Probably it's top of the hour. I gotta leave. I gotta prepare for my game stream later. But
Not a problem, not at all. So while we have you, then let's get into this mess you were in last night.
No, so this was just to give a little prep. So this started out as Real Raster got involved with this guy, and he got me involved because he posted it in one of our group chats, which is fair enough because I've done that to him plenty of times where I got him involved and I spat on Twitter. I called in reinforcements and he jumped in, so I got to give him credit. But yeah, this was him. He put it in one of our group chats. I jumped into the fray, and the deeper we got into this conversation, the more ridiculous it got.
Yeah, it did. There was some stuff that stood out to me. So this dude, Tafone 8.
Let me add one thing. So apparently, Real Raster, you'll see him in the thread, but he has decided to do a in the life of Tafone tweet every day. So whenever he tweets, he's going to do a educate the masses with Tafone's wisdom. So
that's going to be fun. I look forward to that. But our Tafone buddy here is not only claiming that the original Jews are black, but he also says that Israel is in Southeast Africa.
Wait, what?
Like
he says Jerusalem is a continent.
Yeah.
Who is
as soon as he said that, I quote tweeted him. I'm like, please troll this moron.
Yep. Israel
out
is
of his mind.
Southeast Africa. The original Jews are black.
I've known black Israelites. My cousin was one of them. He tried to pull me into it. Not one of them said that. That guy's he's out of his mind.
And then he was claiming that Jesus was African. I'm like, he was Jewish. He was Mediterranean. He probably had olive-colored skin.
Yes, he's these people, man. I'll tell you what. He's a Mediterranean Jew. Like, look, I get it. He doesn't look like the paintings of what Christianity has. That's fine. I don't care. But to sit there and try to retcon history is just obnoxious.
Well, I mean, that's what they did with Egypt and Cleopatra.
That's kind of what we're getting at, though. There is a movement in this country.
He brought up Cleopatra at one point, too.
Yeah, he did. There is a movement in this country to basically claim that all of history was, we was kings. Everything came from Africa. Like, every major, leader of any prominence anywhere in the world in their history was black. And the fact of the matter is,
all right. So as a student of history, I will say that most of known history originates from the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. We worked very hard to.
I mean, most of known history, that's where most of the major civilizations grew out of, was the Middle East and Egypt.
The first real cities were situated near the Tigris and
Sumerians.
rivers in what is now known as Iraq. Like, I think Ur is somewhere beneath where Babylon used to be.
Yeah.
And so this push to I don't know. There's only so much I can say here without coming off like an abject racist, which I don't believe that I am. But this whole thing, this is stupid. And I will note too that it's a subset of American men who are making these claims. Nobody else in the rest of the fucking world is saying this.
No, I've seen a lot of videos from Africa where people are like, yeah, that's your view of Africa. And they're pointing out that there are dozens of countries and so many different people. And it's like, what are you doing? We're not all the same in Africa.
So, contrary to what the left thinks, most countries in the world are very homogenous. And they don't like Egypt, when they made claims that Cleopatra was black, they're like, no, she wasn't. They're even claiming that. They're like, no, she was not.
No.
So
she wasn't even African. She was Greek.
Yeah.
She was Macedonian Greek.
Which is why one of the things I pointed out that was like, okay, the Egyptians aren't even saying she was Egyptian. They're saying she's Greek. If the Egyptians wanted to be full of themselves and arrogant, they could have said, no, she was Egyptian. But if they were like the lefties, they would have been like, no, she's Egyptian. No, they're saying she's Greek. So clearly they want her to be accurate, or they would have been saying she's Egyptian.
All the pharaohs that followed the invasion of Alexander the Great were Greek.
Well, and this has been an issue that we've seen, especially from the left in the West, especially from in America, is a tendency to try and rewrite history in your favor. And while that is true that history favors the victors write the history books. That is a fact. And all that. That's not what we're seeing now. People are trying to rewrite history before there's been a conflict. Did
we lose Ryan?
I think we did. Ryan's on his he's not on potato internet, but he is on his phone, so
he's on that Dollar General internet.
No, I'm the idiot. I hit a button. I'm not used to doing this on my phone.
Yeah, you remember all that shit you used to give me when I would accidentally back out of the stream because I was using my phone?
Yeah,
Ryan.
I do almost all my streams on my phone, so I'm used to it.
I don't have my fancy setup anymore. I haven't set it up yet, so I'm gonna be boomering it a lot.
Yeah. I gotta ask: Is IQ dropping? Is Americans becoming dumber and dumber? Because my God, the level of stupid. All you have to do is look at a freaking map. I mean,
that's too hard, though.
There's people out there that think just because you're from Africa, you have to be black. It's like, no. I mean, Northern Africans do not look black. They're Mediterranean in appearance.
Trust me, I know, because I've been there many, many times, and I can show you pictures of my family, and they are not black.
Well, and
Well,
that's
I
the
also
problem is because they don't think of they think of Africa as a nation and not a continent. And not only is it a continent, but it's one of the largest of the continents. It's very,
Yeah,
very
it's
big.
larger than North America.
There are a lot of people on it. You know, a lot of different peoples on it. You know, I mean, it's not like a it's not like a small place.
And I know they immigrated there, but there's a lot of white Africans now too.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, there was a study done about modern day Egyptian DNA, and they found that, in fact, there's more Southern African DNA in modern Egyptians than when they did studies on the DNA of mummies. So, in fact, modern day Egyptians have more Southern African in them than ancient Egyptians. So when they say Cleopatra was black, it's like, no, that's just dumb.
Real quick, the Black Swordsman, that is 100% true, but they are not the only people trying to control any narratives. There are bunches of other people trying to put it in their favor as well. Like, for example, not to put too fine a point on it or call out any specific group, but the Black Hebrew Israelites, which is, I think, who this guy might be associated with, or at least is listening to quite a bit, because they make claims like this too. Although I don't think I've ever heard any of them say anything crazy like Israel is in Southeast Africa.
No, I've never heard one of them say that.
Or when he called Jerusalem a continent. That as soon as I saw that, I think that's the one I quote tweeted, and I was like, please clown this guy.
Yeah. He says there was no white people on the continent of Africa 30 AD. Stop with the whitewashing. Like, what?
I was like, wait a minute.
You
I was like, wait a minute. 30 AD, the Roman Empire was in charge of northern Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure the Romans were European.
They were, in fact. Yeah, they were. I mean, when they became an empire, it was more of a conglomeration of peoples, because obviously
Right.
Rome had gone through a series of cultural upheavals, starting with the Etruscans and so on and so
Right,
forth.
but in the end, though, the Romans ran things.
Yes,
So
yes, they did.
They were in charge.
You know, and most of the people who settled where Rome currently is now were from the north and quite pale.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to northern Italy, most of them are very Germanic in appearance because the Germans invaded northern Italy after the Roman Empire was falling. So you see a lot of blonde hair, blue eyes in northern Italy.
Well, it's almost kind of like the world. It kind of conquers itself, over and over and over again. It's really not that hard of a concept to learn.
Yeah.
Just strikes me as wild. And like, I get Alf, I get where this is funny. I do, and why you would poke that bear a little bit, but he kind of went on for a while with this guy.
Oh, it was fun. I was having fun with him because he's a moron. That's really what I was. I mean, he's a complete idiot. I kept pulling. It's like a thread on a sweater. I just kept pulling the thread.
Yeah,
And the more I pulled, the more he revealed how much of an idiot he was.
I kind of
The
wonder
only
why
thing is
that's
it
why they
just
call it a
tells you-
thread.
And then Raster was doing it too. So it wasn't just me. And then when I quote tweeted, I brought in a whole bunch of people that started going after him too. So
Yeah, he goes on here about Jesus's mother was the Black Madonna.
Wait.
no.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah, no, it's like, Ryan, I'll link you the thread. It's pretty freaking entertaining.
Oh no! I saw it last night because Alpha and Raster kept like putting it in the group chat. This
Yeah,
guy,
we have our Vets Talking group chat, and Raster initially started it in there. Like he posted, he's like, "Look at this guy," and then I started reposting when I was chatting with him. So
the guy's either massively retarded or he's a fucking troll. One or the other.
both.
Yeah, both.
That is stupid on a level that's just. But then, come on, we have some of the dumbest kids who, I mean, I've seen those videos where like, who's the Queen of England? And it's like they don't know.
Hold up, Devil. Are you serious right now?
I have seen pictures of Devil.
Devil may in fact be black, but he has the single whitest voice I have ever heard in my life.
He sounds like a stoner.
And Devil, they already have a black men on panel. I've already approved this message. But
and as an actual African, I also approve this message.
Yes, Kat is also an African American, and on top
Not
of that,
according
we have
to this guy, she's not.
well, we have an alien on the panel too, a horny one. So that's another minority.
Anyone got any cats?
I do.
I do. Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Stay away from my fuzzball.
Yeah, stay away from moonshine.
But no, this guy was. At one point, I was seriously trying to have a conversation with him, and then it veered off into crazy territory, and I just started having fun with him. I mean, that's all it was. And I haven't responded to him since late last night, but it's been just hilarious. And now Raster's going to do like, what do you? I can't remember what he called it. It was like day in the life at the phone or something like that.
Oh, I know, right?
So he's going to do tweets like highlighting his tweets. It's going to be hilarious. He's already done one.
All right, I got you guys a cat.
You know, Al's just gonna like eat it, right?
I'd like to see him try. This is my fuzzball.
Clip that.
Oh, this is my fuzzball.
Oh, good Lord.
Look at her. She's so cute.
So to phone the scholar. That's.
Yeah. So this, I don't know. Twitter's fun sometimes, but like I saw something the other day where somebody had posted a thing with Captain America saying, "I want you to punch all the Nazis" or whatever, and it says if you run into Eric July or Nerdrotic or any of these people at Comic-Con, I want you to do this thing. And I reposted that, and I was like, this is a day after that Yakarina thing where they're saying like, oh, we're putting new policies in place. And a day after, and I tagged Elon Musk, I tagged Linda Yakarino, I tagged Twitter Safety, and I was like, this looks like hate speech and incitement to violence to me, but I bet you let it slide.
The funny thing is these people, they're all talk online, but they don't show up to these events.
Yeah, especially that guy that threatened Eric July. He was all, Jack Kirby would punch him on sight. And I was like, Jack Kirby wouldn't do any. What are you talking? So Jack Kirby, okay? And he's the creator of Black Lightning. And I'll tell you something else: the fact that he created a black man with lightning coming out of his ass, as far as I'm concerned, he's racist for doing that.
I mean. Yeah, I guess it's like the Black Lightning. He was an original character and all that stuff. I mean, I guess it could have been worse. He could have like farted lightning.
Oh God!
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
And he looked like the Clue Channel.
Well, that depends on the artist, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Jack Kirby. I think old school comic people would be impressed by Eric July. They'd be like, "Yeah, this is someone who." Didn't have Marvel or DC, and no.
Let's see. I don't know what's going on in the chat here. Name 3 countries in Africa that the guy before you did not name. I mean, Lesotho, Swaziland, Le Côte d'Ivoire.
Ethiopia, Egypt,
Morocco.
Dude, there's like what 50 to 100 countries.
There are 47 countries on the continent of Africa.
Yeah, Africa. Africa is the continent of Africa is bigger than North America. I mean, it's a huge continent.
Yeah.
Or my personal favorite and one of the most violences would be Somalia. So
Somalia is a hot mess.
Oh, it has been for decades.
Yeah.
I would go back further than decades. Somalia has kind of been a hot mess for, ever.
You're not wrong.
And it's funny too, because you got guys like this, and it's almost always Americans sometimes you get this shit in the UK.
Oh, and then because I have the American flag in my avatar, he went on that and he's like, "Oh, people that have American flags in their avatar, they're assholes and racist." I'm like, okay.
That's quite the leap.
You know it represents you too, right, dude? It's like it. Like,
you are American too.
Are you not American?
Does that make you an asshole?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Nomi.
Hi.
Hey, Nomi.
Nomi Tron.
I'm here.
Welcome. Glad you could make it finally.
I had to do personal errands, and
I'm just giving you shit.
Who'd you beat up?
No one yet. No one's crossed my path. But my sister. Oh, go ahead, Horny Elf.
No, go ahead. You were talking.
Oh,
sorry.
No, my sister has a bad habit of calling me whenever she has a package delivered to her house for me to go over to her place and see if it's in the front porch, and if it is, to take it in the back, let the dogs out, make sure the dogs have water, let them run around, and then pull them back in and put the packages inside. So
take it in the back, huh?
Yeah, take it in the back. I was about to say.
In the backyard.
That reminds me. I got something from Kohai last night that we showed on the show that that you guys will all enjoy, except maybe Nomi, because she's seen this, and so is Laurence. But she sent me this like little 2-second clip. It's fantastic.
Oh no.
and he deserves it. And he deserves it.
No, it's just we don't have a lot of JV memes over here, and so that was really his first like real solid one. Kohai is our for those who don't know, she is our resident memer and moderator, and she does most of the memes and stuff for this channel, most of the the artwork and the designs, the logo, she did that and all that stuff. She's pretty awesome, but yeah, she will meme the fuck out of you if you're not careful.
Oh, she's memed me to hell and back, so I think I take the lead on that one.
She has. Alpha, did you ever see the Blue Raspberry?
Oh God, here we go.
No.
Right.
Now you gotta show it.
That's the Blue Raspberry.
I actually on the Legion of Memer stream, because of something that came up last week's Memer stream, this week I got memed, and I think I've been memed before, but I think this is the first time it was just focused on me. So that's cool. So last week someone accidentally mispronounced and called it Horny Elf. So
did they meme you on the
someone memed and put the Alf head on top of Legolas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Horny Elf.
My God.
I mean, it is Orlando Bloom. He's a pretty horny elf.
Has he been in anything as of late?
I haven't seen him in much lately.
The most recent thing I saw him in was an episode of that Ricky Gervais show a couple years back called Extras.
Although he's made quite a bit of money off of his films, and he's probably just taking a break and just chilling out.
Well, he's made a buttload of money off of Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit trilogy, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. I was going to say that, but he's made a lot of movies that blew up.
You know, most of the guys who were in Lord of the Rings, not all, but most of them haven't really done a whole lot since then. I mean, here and there, but not too much. Yeah, I think you had Dominic Monaghan was in X-Men Origins, Wolverine.
Yeah.
For about half the movie. The only one I can think of who consistently works all the time is Sean Bean, and that's probably because they keep killing his character off.
What's his name? Who played Aragorn? He's done a few movies since then.
Yeah.
What was the one he did? The Green Book or whatever it was called. That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vigo's done quite a few.
The one that stands out is Hidalgo, because they said it was based on a true story, only for them to find out after the fact that no, it was a complete lie. Because like when you watch it initially, it says based on a true story, and it's like no, never happened, total fabrication.
But Vigo, I think he's very choosy with his movies that he does, but he's made enough money. I think that he can be that way. He can pick and choose what he wants to do.
He's always kind of done that though. Like even prior to Lord of the Rings, which by the way, Devil, if you're still in chat, random idea for a Get Ranked show. You know, best on-screen devils.
Oh,
know.
so I think most of the panel knows I gave a suggestion to Devil for a panel, video game consoles, ranking them.
I think
So
that's a great idea.
I think he's.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna. And I gave him a list. I went through and picked out all the consoles and some of the obscure ones. I skipped like the first generation of consoles because they're mostly like Pong, which is single game consoles. But I gave him a list, and I was like, well, "We got enough here. We could do one based on the home consoles and one based on mobile consoles."
Yep. But the reason I bring up the devil thing is because Viggo Mortensen actually played Lucifer before he did Lord of the Rings in a movie called Prophecy, opposite Christopher Walken and Eric Stoltz.
I don't think I've seen that.
His performance in it was, I mean, there wasn't a lot of screen time, but when he's on screen, it's electrifying.
Nice.
Huh.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, I love it. It's a horror thriller. It involves a second war in heaven based heavily on Catholic doctrine. Gabriel's played by Christopher Walken, the angel Gabriel.
Nice.
No, Boosh, I'm going with Switch. You can play those Game Boy games. Switch. Number one.
I think in my opinion, probably my favorite movie kind of in that direction would be End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger, because I think the individual who played the devil was so good.
Yeah, that was I keep wanting to say Anthony LaPaglia. That wasn't Anthony LaPaglia. It was
that was a wild movie.
Fucking the guy from he was the bad guy in Ocean's 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
but you know what? That will tell you what.
Yeah.
I will compile a list and send it to you and see what you think. All that, but yeah, that could be an interesting thing. If you guys haven't checked out Beelzebub, please go do so. They have a very fun panel called Get Ranked every Sunday night after our Star Trek show, which Devil, by the way, is also on now. It's a load of fun. They just pick a topic and they go. I think Alf, you were on the one where they did fast food joints, right?
Yeah, I was on the burger joint episode. So yeah, it's a great show. I mean, he just started his channel about a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
Go up
and
there, love it.
he's
love
doing
it.
decent. Like his shows are really fun because I mean, when you bring up conversations about your favorite whatever, it brings up controversy because people like get really defensive of the things they like. So
Thank you, Clue, Andy Garcia.
but it's a great show.
Yeah. It was I was on there for the Action Heroes one. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Also got to meet Culture Casino on that stream, so that was cool.
Oh, sweet.
I've streamed with Culture about half a dozen times. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's amazing in real life. He's such a down to earth guy.
Oh yeah, I got to meet him at the Dallas meetup. Dude he's good people.
Yeah, I met him a few times. One at the Vegas meetup, and the a little bit at the Dallas meetup as well.
You know, I hear it's funny you mentioned all these meetups because I hear that Anime Matsuri is coming August 12th or 13th, I believe.
Yeah.
And I hear it's
13th.
possible that someone on this panel just might be there.
No, I was thinking of going to TennoCon, but I'm
Not
not sure I want to go to
me.
Canada. It's not worth the price. On top of
I
that,
do-
Canada is crazy.
Mhm.
I do know that Dermy Wormy will be there.
I wanted to go to Matsuri, but it's just not going to happen.
I mean, I have no desire to go to Texas, so
Okay, shut up.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Texas.
I didn't say there was anything
live
wrong.
right- I live right next to Texas.
I live a fair amount further north than Texas, but yeah.
And I live only a little bit south of you, Samuel. So
I know. It's
Yeah,
almost
well-
like we're going to be in a straight line here soon.
oh my God, that's true.
Hey, at least-
The stars are aligned.
At least you didn't make any jokes about New Jersey.
Well, the
I
jokes write
mean,
themselves about New Jersey, so why
yeah, New
Hey,
Jersey
well,
is a hot
I got a joke for you. I read an article the other day, and it was I'm guessing it was an opinion piece, and it was Yahoo News. But this person put up a list of the worst places to live in America and the best place to live in America. Texas was like number 10 on the list for the worst places to live, and New Jersey was on the list for one of the best places to live. California, New York were not on either.
So the person who came up with this list was high, right?
They had to
Probably.
be. Baltimore wasn't
Moron.
on there.
I like Texas. It's hot, but the winters are very mild. But yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I wish I lived there because I live right next door in Louisiana, and we have for a red state, we have some of the highest taxes for a red state. It's like 9% state tax.
Yeah, that's the only shitty part about it.
Nomi, you want to say anything about an attendance, an appearance at Anime Matsuri?
No, I don't.
No,
Well,
she
good,
she's not.
because it
She's
wasn't
not.
Nomi anyway. It's me.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
but
going?
I will likely be in Texas by then,
Okay.
taking care of some business, and I will probably attend.
Okay. I don't think I'll be attending. It's 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 another part. It's the other side of the world of Texas where I'm at.
Yeah.
So let's
Well,
just
I've
put it
never
that
been to a
way.
con. I've never been to a con before, and I'm fine with going by myself. So I don't really, I
I
really mind. I
mean,
just kind of want to see how it is.
if I finally get that payout I've been waiting for, I mean, I'd hop in the car and go. I wouldn't have any problem with that. Because
How
I've
far?
been to
How far?
I've been to a couple of cons before. I've been to MegaCon and even Tampa Bay Comic Con a couple times, and it's a blast. If you haven't been to a con, you definitely need to go.
Yeah,
What's the drive? What's the drive like from Colorado to Texas? Is it
about 30
how?
hours.
No, it's not
No,
that much.
it's not
Majority of
quite
it's
that.
getting through Texas.
Look, it's like 30 hours from where I am to Houston, which is and that's if you drive the speed limits and all that stuff. And I'm on the other side of Wyoming from Colorado,
Okay.
and so yeah, no, it's not quite that far. Actually, a very very small part of the Texas Panhandle actually shares a border with Colorado.
Yes.
It's very very. It's like 10 miles of border, but because the rest of
Then
that's taken
again,
up by the Oklahoma Panhandle and New Mexico.
Yes.
Texas is a ridiculously big state. So
It is.
Huge.
Yes, that's why I was saying to everyone is just like, you know how big Texas is? That is a clear 13-hour drive from me, and I'm still in Texas.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's a monster. Texas is a monster.
When I moved to Florida, drove down from Denver into New Mexico, crossed Texas, and took the southern route. So that's why I took the northern route this time, because I wanted to see the difference. And I think where we got into Texas, it still took like 10 hours to get across the whole state because it's so huge.
Yep.
And you'll literally go like 50 miles without running into a town, and then you'll run into this like little dinky town. It's like 2 stoplights, or like a stoplight, a gas station, like this and that, a couple of houses, and then it's nothing but just vast again. It's crazy.
Oh shit! So
although
sorry, I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna say we got villages in Wyoming that are a couple of shacks on the side of a dirt road that nobody ever heard of.
Oh
I
no,
was
I
gonna
know.
say I've driven cross country and I've driven through southern Wyoming, and it was like you got to one point after leaving Cheyenne, and they're like, okay, it's 150 miles to the next gas stop. I'm like, oh.
They say there's one of my favorite columnists as a Wyomingite. He's from a small town, and he does a syndicated column in all the Wyoming newspapers and stuff, talking about different points of Wyoming. He talks about scenery and tourist traps and hell, bird watching, even just talking up the state. And he's mentioned more than once that Wyoming is not so much a big empty state, but one small town with really, really long streets.
Huh.
I mean, it's the least populated state, isn't it?
We have under 500,000 people in the entire state.
Wow. Yeah.
Cool.
We are not only the least populated state, but there are cities that have more people in them than we do.
I looked it up, and so I was, for a brief period, I was a sheriff's deputy in Louisiana in the parish I lived in, and when I looked at Wyoming and some of the counties there, and you had counties that were 10 times the size of the parish I lived in Louisiana.
So we got a couple of counties here that are half the size of the entire state of Louisiana.
I can't imagine being a sheriff's deputy having to patrol that.
Yeah, it can get a bit wild out here. Like I used to tell people that where I live is, if you take the bad parts of the Old West and the bad parts of the frozen North and you mash them together, that's what you get.
Who's breathing heavy?
Cat.
I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a boss fight.
Heavy metal.
Her heart rate is elevated.
Heavy metal music plays.
Oh my God, I'm.
And you know what happened? I'm not gonna say the name of the stream, but I was watching a stream the other day live, and the host had to stop because he had people in the back, and one of the guys was helping himself out on camera in the back.
What?
Yes.
What?
And the guy and the host stopped the show. He said his name too. He said, "Sir, I can see clear as day what you're doing. I have no interest in seeing your penis." He was like, "Get off my stream." And he said, "No, in fact, why don't you come up and explain to us why you are helping yourself, giving yourself a hand in the back, in the back on my stream?" And the guy would not come up. Of course, he's not going to come up. But he tried for maybe about 30 minutes to get the guy to come back up. It was crazy. The guy dropped off all the way, and they came. It was crazy. That's why when I heard when I heard the sound, I was like, "Wait a minute, what in the world?"
Real quick, Boosh, no, my last name is not Dutton.
Samuel Dutton.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So anyway.
I probably got to get going. But
no worries, man. Appreciate you coming by, and thanks for joining us to basically talk shit about some random tweeter I've never met before.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. If you wanted some hilarity, just check out that thread on Twitter. It was between me and Real Raster going after this guy. He was it was. I think I lost IQ points.
Yeah,
I think I lost IQ points just reading that shit, man. It's like. My brain kind of fritzed a little bit when I read what he said. I was like, no, that can't be right.
But yeah, you can catch me on Twitter, dropping memes and spicy commentary. You can also catch me on. I have a Twitch channel, and the only reason why I do Twitch is because I stream directly from my Xbox because I have no other option. And then I re-upload everything to my YouTube channel. I also have Rumble, but the Rumble is inconsistent with what it pushes over from my YouTube channel. It's weird, but after this, I've got in about an hour. I'm going to be playing Sea of Thieves with Ryan Reaper, who does editing for Lethal Lightning's channel, and then Commander Phil, who's one of the Legion of Memers. We're going to play Sea of Thieves. If anyone wants to join us, you're welcome. We got a 4th spot, but
Cat.
I think I've never played it. I think I do have it installed though.
Yeah, if you want to play, we're going to be playing in an hour. I think I've got you friended on Xbox Live.
Feline Uprising?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Mine is like Alf and then a bunch of numbers. So, either way.
Fair enough. Your YouTube link is in the description below as well.
Sweet. I have actually been experimenting with shorts. I've done quite a few shorts, and it's brought some attention to my channel. I think in the last 2 days I did like 2 or 3 shorts, and I just brought like 6 additional subs to my channel, which is great. Yeah, when I'm not, streaming with you guys, you can catch me on the Legion of Memer stream afternoons on that channel. You can also catch me on Dormy Wormy's channel on Ballbusters. You can also catch me on Vets Talkin' on Saturday nights. And then, of course, our Star Trek Engage show at 4 p.m. Eastern on all of our channels, really. Me, you, and Legion's channel. So
Yes, indeed.
Yep. And
and this week we're going over the last episode of Picard, and then going
Yes, we are.
into the potentially the first episode of the original series. So
Yes, we are. And I should have my stuff set up by tomorrow, so I'll make sure to get on that. If
Sweet.
not, I've already figured out a way to work around it, so we'll get it done.
Kat, if you want to join us for Sea of Thieves, just let me know. Shoot me a DM or whatever, and I'll have my group chat open 15 minutes prior to the stream on Xbox Live, the group chat. So if you want to jump in, I think I've got you friended, but I'll shoot you a message if I need to.
I'm looking right now.
All right. Well, once again, Horny Owl, thank you so much for
Thank you
hanging
for having
out.
me on.
And we will at the very least catch you tomorrow for Star Trek Engage.
Sweet. Later, everyone.
Bye.
See you, buddy.
Later.
Sad that I missed him.
Well, I mean, you had to do your hair and shit, right?
The reason why I'm off camera is because my hair is in a messy bun. I have no makeup on. I'm literally grungy looking, so no, my hair is not done.
Well, I don't think anybody cares about your hair being in a bun. I wouldn't aware that you wore makeup, and I guess
No, you would know if I'm not wearing makeup.
Well, I don't know. Grungy sounds kind of rough.
That's my point.
I was just reiterating it.
No, okay, yeah.
I'm just screwing with you.
Oh boy. But yeah, so that was Horny Off. His YouTube link is in the description below on my channel.
Yay.
Good dude, makes some funny memes. Great guy to stream with and all that stuff. And we are grateful that he made a little bit of time for us in between streams of his own. So
yeah, he's an outstanding dude, man. He was probably one of the first Legion of memers that I kind of got acquainted with, and he's such a nice guy.
Mhm.
And he's so funny too. So yeah, go check him out. You'll have a good time, especially when all of us yahoos get together and start talking crap.
yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, so we are witnessing the rewriting of history before our very eyes, but not just by the shadow government types behind the scenes, although that's certainly occurring, but also by various and disparate activist groups, and in some cases, just lunatic individuals. Thoughts?
I mean, what? Just another day in the in the mud. I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's like, what are we? Are we really surprised that they want to rewrite history? Are we really surprised that they don't want to teach kids nowadays the real history behind the world?
Not at all. I guess I'm just I'm getting old, man, and I am longing for the days when we didn't, like if you wanted to listen to some guy go on and on about how Israel is in Southeast Africa, for example, which, by the way, first time I've ever heard that shit in my life. It's wild. You'd have to go down to like a public park and see some lunatic in dirty robes standing on a literal soapbox screaming at the top of his fucking lungs with a sign that said "Repent, the end is nigh," in order to get that shit. It wasn't all over your Twitter feed because Twitter wasn't the thing then.
Nobody
and I
took
miss
it
those
seriously.
days.
No, but
Right.
nobody took it seriously either. I mean, even if there was a day, even when you had a website, if nobody went to your website and went, you know what? Maybe he's right. Now, most people would be like, you're nuts, you're out of your mind. Now it's, oh my God, how dare you question him and his glorious idea? You are a racist.
Yeah. So it isn't like, obviously these people have been around since the dawn of fucking time, right? The problem is that with our interconnectivity, it's allowing more and more of them to be, I guess, overtly visible to the public and to find connection with each other and to make their own voices louder. And it was bad enough when they had megaphones, but now they've got fucking Twitter and Facebook.
Well, now their megaphone is even louder. Instead of screaming on a soapbox on a corner, now they scream on the internet, and all the weirdos are finding each other.
Yeah. Did you want to finish swallowing whatever it is you're choking on before you start your sentence?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't think did I cut out weird or something?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of sounded like you were choking on something,
No,
like a
no,
kid.
I didn't.
So, but yeah, it's just I don't know. What do you guys think about the surge of apparent lunatics in the world? Is it that we are as a people going crazier, or is it that that it's just easier to be amplified these days?
Both.
I would say both.
Yeah.
Any follow up to that?
Our schools are collapsing. All the kids are dumb. The only thing that matters is that they learn about pride, LGBT, and gender identity instead of actual history. They think anyone who wears a MAGA hat's a Nazi. Everything is just. I mean, both, but to a greater degree, we're not teaching kids anything. We're so caught up in their emotional intelligence and making sure that that we are not paying attention to what really matters. Their feelings are more important. It's the only good thing is hopefully I'm going to die before I end up seeing the world collapsing on insanity at this point. 'Cause this is just dumb on a level that cannot even begin to be described.
Well, ideology has always been around in various forms. Obviously, Nazism was founded on a certain ideology.
Well, and we only go back to that example every time because it's one of the freshest in cultural memory.
Yeah,
It's by no means the worst thing that's ever happened on the face of the planet.
Not.
It's definitely up there. It's on the list, but it's not the first atrocity, and it won't be the fucking last.
Well, no. Look at what look at what happened in China. How many millions of people have been slaughtered there over ideology, and in the Soviet Union and stuff like that. I mean, this is not the first go round for the world. Ideologies they take hold. People want something to believe in, and when belief in times are perilous, it's easy to prey on weak-minded people who are just looking for answers to the problems. And so another ideology will take hold, and people start believing in that and thinking that's the answer. And then of course there's always pushback for people who believe in the way things the old way of thinking, or the foundation of whatever your country is, i.e. the United States is founded on the U.S. Constitution is the basis of our country. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, all these things that now are being because of social media and stuff like that are being attacked literally with apparently now Linda Yaccarino, the CEO of Twitter, she's going to be doing what no differently apparently than what was the previous head of trust and
Holy
safety?
shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ryan. But is your cat okay?
I think that was Larry's baby. I think that's Larry's.
That was my daughter.
Oh,
yeah, they just walked in. Yeah,
it did sound a little bit like that Wilhelm scream from Event Horizon there for a second.
Yeah, my wife just got home. And I didn't even know she was in the house until that happened. But yeah, she's got some lungs on her. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, Larry. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was making sure you're.
No, my cats are perfully fine.
Alf got in the room.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why Alf had to leave. Yeah, get dinner.
Yeah. But no.
Well, my cat's right over there, and I see her right in front of me. No one's touching my Buster.
Yeah, that kid's got some lungs on her, man. She could holler.
She can have a beautiful voice when she's older.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Now, to address what Love It After here is saying, and I think she's 100% correct about that. But I think that it's a little bit less like that. It is about what kids are being taught, but it's also about where they're being taught and who's doing the teaching. For instance, I know a woman, a Ukrainian immigrant that I've known for a long, long time and all that, but she grew up behind the Iron Curtain. When she was in grade school, they were teaching them how to duck and cover and field strip AK-47s while they were teaching us our ABCs. Kind of a hardcore upbringing. And I got into it with her once about how many oceans there are, because they actually teach differently in the Soviet. They taught differently in the Soviet Union than they did over here.
Really?
Well, like the 7 accepted oceans, right, would be the Arctic, North Atlantic, South Atlantic, North Pacific, South Pacific, Indian, and Southern Oceans, right? In Soviet Russia, or in the Soviet Union, they taught them that the North Atlantic and South Atlantic and the North Pacific and South Pacific were 2 oceans, not 4.
So just like the Pacific and the Atlantic?
Yeah.
That's how I got taught it.
Yeah.
But when I was coming up, it was, they taught us that there was the equator separated them.
I
Really?
didn't learn it that way either. That's why.
Water. And so, and if you really think about it, obviously there's one fucking ocean that spans the entire globe. But
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all connected, but
but yeah, so like some of that is regional, some of that is up to what the curriculum is as well. It's not just the fact that sometimes you get lunatics who are teaching whatever the fuck they like instead of the curriculum, but sometimes the curriculum is very different depending on where you are and when you are.
I agree with that.
But she was still being taught the oceans instead of, now you can be a boy, but if you want to be a girl, kind of nonsense.
Well, they don't even teach math properly anymore. The way they teach math is stupid too.
Yeah.
They've literally changed that.
Started with that commie CSMP shit in the 90s.
So it's it just, unfortunately, again, the universities are seeping into, of course, public schools and stuff. They're turning out these teachers that are trained to think a certain way, and they don't teach standard history or geography or social studies, whatever you want to call it. It's all ideological based, and that's not a good thing, because that starts with, instead of the truth or facts, it becomes my truth, and I'm so tired of hearing that. This is my truth. Yeah. It's like, well, there's no my truth. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Strive, as far as explain flat Earth, I'm not sure what angle you're coming at from here, but the only thing I can say about flat Earth is that it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think Strive believes in flat Earth. I think he's saying, I could be guessing that.
Yeah.
Explain how people actually believe flat Earth.
Devil Dermy is a girl.
Devil, I'm gonna say this: if y'all keep bringing Dermy up, of course he's gonna start taking over every discussion.
If you say his name 5 times fast in a mirror, he appears.
He's like gay Candyman.
Yeah, he is. he's like gay Beetlejuice. Say his name to me times and he pops up.
I think, Nomi, you missed this, but the other day I compared him to he is the East Colfax of the internet.
Oh my god!
I thought you'd appreciate that.
So is he the Aurora side or Denver side?
It
depends.
Yeah, depends on the day, I guess. Yeah. Depends on who stole his parked car.
Or his skateboard.
Right? For those who don't know, East Colfax is a very bad part of the Denver metro area.
Very bad, sketchy part.
It's, mostly populated by gangbangers, drug dealers, and tranny hookers.
Yes.
Almost entirely, as a matter of fact.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Someone asked me what my rate was. I was like, I'm literally going to 7-Eleven.
I've been asked some weird shit too there, because one of the smaller music venues in Denver that's more accessible at is it the Bluebell, something like that?
Bluebird.
Yeah, it's way the fuck out on East Colfax, like in the heart of the bad shit. And but they book some incredible acts there, and they're usually pretty cheaply priced concerts. So, you know, I've been to a number of shows in there. It's a small venue. You know, I think it only houses about 2,000 people. Yeah, waiting around dusk at the will call line is a little nerve wracking.
Oh, definitely.
So,
It's a bit centralized now, but it's still ghetto. Like the homeless and the prostitutes still run the streets, but they'll mind you different. Like they'll mind their distance with you now. They'll probably
in the
ask
daytime,
for,
in the daytime when the sun starts going down, maybe get indoors or be somewhere else.
Yeah, no, they'll bother you for a slice of pizza, but you know that's just been my experience. But yeah, someone did ask me how much I would cost for the night. It's like, I just want hot Cheetos from 7-Eleven. Please leave me alone.
So I'd have been like, you know, you can't afford me.
I've said that before several times.
And it's like, what do you mean? It's like we're talking $5,000 an hour, buddy.
I don't think any man can afford a woman because it costs him his soul.
Yeah, that's
wow.
You're speaking about experience, aren't you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, on a certain level, all of those types of interactions are transactional, but you know, in one way or another, somebody's paying for it somewhere. But yeah, I don't think where we were going with this, right? Jesus Christ.
Oh well, you know, I'm always here to derail the conversation.
That is what he does. It is. What is the price of a soul? Even clues like, what the hell, Ryan?
A slice of pizza and a corn chip.
Like, if you've ever watched any of Clue's stuff, right, and he's saying that to you,
hot take of the night.
Hot take of the night. Ryan's cheap as fuck.
What the fuck, woman?
I don't even want to know.
I mean, I suppose it depends on the quality of the soul, right? You know how well worn it is.
Are you happy with yourself right now?
I mean, I'm giggling. Apparently, she can't breathe. She's laughing so hard. See? I do wish you were on camera for this though, because I love putting you full screen when you just.
I know. I
can't stop.
Dude, you can even do it when she's a black square because she'll lose it even more.
Hey,
Stop laughing.
I'm the only one who's allowed to say "shut up, woman."
Well, I stopped laughing.
I know. It's too late.
I'm wondering how long I leave you up here if you'll start again.
No, people will leave because like, oh, it's only a Nomi show. Well, I'm out.
They can hear us. Oh man, but yeah, it's a whole thing, I guess. I don't know, but stay away from East Colfax and by extension Dermy Wormy. Don't do that. Watch his stuff. He's very entertaining, but just be prepared. If you don't know what a back taco is, you will soon learn whether you want to or not.
I don't want to, but I have a hard. You know, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to explain it.
They're doing this thing now. You know how, Kat, you know how sometimes we explain something that's dirty and awful to you that you
I don't want.
I'm not doing it now. I'm just saying, like, you know, those situations and when they come up and all that stuff. And then suddenly you are enriched with knowledge that you'd rather not have.
Yes.
Okay. So apparently Dermy's doing this thing on his shows now where they are educating True Pop Culture 7 in the ways of debauchery.
You know what?
And it is far worse than anything we've ever told you.
Okay, and you know what? I
Strive says tacos. I'm not gonna go to Derby's channel. They'll explain it, but you don't.
You know what? Nah, I'm good.
It's literally back taco. It's not like a special word. It's two English words back. Well, I mean English word and a Spanish word.
Well,
go ahead, Ryan.
I was just going to simplify it. There's a front and a back.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wasn't going to tell him, Ryan.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I mean, I didn't say that much.
But according to Ryan, he is a pro at it because of a special feature he has on himself.
Samuel, play the tongue clip.
No, don't do it.
It's not a
Please don't.
clip. It's just a still shot, still meme.
No, don't.
Which,
no,
by the
sorry.
way, Larry, are you still with us?
I think he went.
Yeah, I'm still with you. I
Okay,
just
so
had some kid stuff to take care of.
we got hit last night on Abyssal Musings for a copyright claim for
For what?
the last voyage of the Demeter. Apparently,
How?
apparently the images were enough.
What?
Yep,
Well, because it's
we
from
had
Universal.
we had it muted the entire time.
It's
the
from
subtitles
Universal, so Universal does not play with any images or audio, video, anything. You can have one or the other. They will strike you for it. That's just how Universal's always been.
That's stupid. And on top of that, we didn't even take it directly from YouTube. We were actually on a website.
Again, it's Universal's property. They probably have that flagged all over the internet in case somebody uses their shit without permission or whatever.
And NBC Universal is one of the biggest pieces of shit when it comes to copyright claims.
Which is fine. I mean, we had images moving on screen, talking over it the whole time, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, protect your property, but no, they're just full. They're full of BS.
Yeah, and they might also be a little pissy because I said the whole concept of the movie was fucking retarded.
Well, I suggest that we fight that and claim fair use, especially because you're not making any money from it. We spoke all over it, and everything we did was protected under fair use. So I would contend that
it's on the list of things that I've still got to appeal. There are a few things that I'm appealing at the moment and it's just it is what it is. It's part of the game. But yeah.
Right now, NBC Universal is up Samuel's back taco.
There he goes describing it again.
Are they at least using hot sauce or like taco sauce or something?
I don't
Sour
know.
cream.
It's all sour. It's all sour.
They're leaving a deposit of sour cream.
Jeez.
It wasn't sour going in.
Do it now. Do it.
No.
I gotta find the damn thing. It's way down in the deals. I don't know. I mean, for whatever it's worth. All right, it's gone. Nomi, you can look again.
Oh, I wasn't even looking to begin with, but thanks for letting me know.
That's probably for the best. That's probably for the best.
I can turn my camera on and show you.
No.
Why you with the tongue thing every time?
Hold on, I have a question. Ryan, are you in a mood? Like, I'm just genuinely concerned for you now. Like,
no, why?
No, I'm not talking about attitude mood. I'm talking about a different kind of mood.
No. I'm just being an instigator.
Carrie, I appreciate that. I'll take a look at what you got and all that stuff. I do actually have a prepared statement, courtesy of Ryan, that I use for this. Almost every one of them actually. So we'll, but yeah, if you want to send me whatever, I'll definitely look at it and all that stuff. Appreciate it. Appreciate the assistance. But it is also, again, part of the game. You got to do this little dance where they let you know that their dick is bigger than yours.
But I don't have a dick.
9 times out, it's an expression, cat.
Just
it's not a literal dick. It's figurative.
Oh my god.
Thought you hung out with a bunch of guys.
I know, I'm joking too.
I don't think you are.
I'm like, yeah, it's like, well, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have one. So yeah, they definitely bigger.
Oh man, there was a song from Korn years ago. I think it might have been on the Follow the Leader album, where there was a bass voice that would come in under the oh, what the fuck? I think that was the one where he was going back and forth with Fred Durst, actually. would come underneath, and it would be like, "My dick is bigger than yours," and it was really fucking funny. Last good album they ever did. That's a bit of a tangent. Doesn't actually connect anything. Sorry about that. I haven't listened to Korn in 20 years. So, yeah. I feel so old sometimes.
Think of it this way. At least you and I and all of us old geezers, we ain't gonna live long enough for the world to go to hell.
Well, you might not. I'm going to be here till the stars burn out.
Nah, it's true. Yeah, but at least you can disappear in your realm.
Yeah, most of me. That's the problem with being extra dimensional, is that you're in all of those dimensions at the same time. Like, not in whole, but in part, but it's enough. It's enough for things to leak through and, sour cream like things. Anyway, Boa. Unfortunately, you are absolutely correct there. Fair use law is ambiguous and murky, and it's deliberately written that way. And it's just, it is what it is. Like, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So, Sean D.
Sometimes I want to sing the
sarcasm. You are hearing Screaming into the Void, where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like, and sometimes we talk about things that everybody else on the panel doesn't want to talk about.
That's right.
Yeah. Like sour cream, which I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to know more, go back in the show, because I don't want to start that train rolling again.
Would you like to know more?
God
No,
damn it,
Ryan. You need to be like in a corner or something.
I might have to institute a naughty corner on this channel, just because I don't know. It keeps getting brought up. That's not even a thing for my side of the internet, but it's like, it's one of those things. I might have to institute a naughty corner for people to get sent to. And it won't be the same as yours. I'm not stepping on your toes. It's all so, but yeah, there's got to be some form of I don't know, some way to punish Ryan, really.
Here's the thing.
Naughty Ryan.
I think he'll enjoy the punishment.
Yeah.
All I said is, would you like to know more?
And then what if they had said yes? What then?
And that instigates that you would explain it.
No, that's from Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more?
Yeah, that it is. But you probably would have followed through with that if somebody had said yes, wouldn't you?
I mean,
laughing.
Sean D said,
I know. Yes. I see what Sean D said. We're not talking about Sean D, Ryan. We're talking about you.
I didn't do anything inappropriate. I don't know what you're talking about. I am literally acting no worse than I normally do.
This is true. Yeah, I know. I'm just picking on him. It's just one of those things. Like, sometimes we bring up gross shit, and occasionally we drive off our more wholesome viewers, like Luke Astley, who actually has built up quite a tolerance to debauchery thanks to us, which I am simultaneously proud of and kind of horrified at myself for.
I take no responsibility for that.
As far as the sour cream goes, if you're on Ryan's channel watching this, you've probably heard the term back taco before. It relates to that.
Yes.
If you're on Cats, they're a little bit more wholesome and
I don't think they are.
Well, Cat is.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Do I need to go back to my boss battle?
Well, it's not just sour cream. Sometimes you need a little extra cheese on the taco.
Oh, Jesus, Ryan.
I don't even want to know.
We can obviously tell it's been a while that Ryan's had some.
That's again, it's from another movie. God, you guys are killing me. You guys watch movies, right?
I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes. I don't know. I have been. I know everybody's been talking about the news about the Barbie movie and about Oppenheimer. And these are the big ticket items. I have been actively kind of avoiding that stuff because I'm not planning on seeing either one of those movies, and I don't care. Aside from some of the messaging that I've heard about from the Barbie movie, which is fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
I don't really care that this movie's out there. And even if it was just, I think I mentioned this last night, even if it was just like, a cute, fun movie aimed at girls, right? Like every single Barbie movie ever made, has been, although most of those are animated. I still wouldn't care because this is not made for me. I'm not the target audience. I don't watch movies like that generally anyway.
Same. Not interested.
Well, I literally just saw on Twitter that apparently Tugs from Geeks and Gamers saw the movie and she asked for a refund.
Really?
Wow.
She said it was that bad. She asked for a refund.
Did they
I
give
bet
it
they
to her?
said no.
Probably not.
I don't know if she said no. I don't know if they said no because she's like there's only 2 movies I've ever asked for a refund before. The Last Jedi, and she's like the Barbie movie, and she's like, I'll just leave it at that.
I don't know that there's anything actionable on part of the theater for that. Like, if she wants a refund, she's going to have to go to the people who made the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if she maybe that's. I mean, I don't know if she actually asked for a refund. Maybe that was just like her statement. But I mean, I haven't heard good things about it, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it tomorrow, so I'm already anticipating it's gonna be absolute dog crap. But before I go, I'm actually gonna be bar hopping before I go to the theater.
You need to drink.
So
That's
that
what they said. You need to drink.
So if they refuse to give you a refund, you can just refund all the popcorn you just ate to them.
Yeah.
Let me
No,
just do something real quick so I can get you that refund, or get me that refund.
No, I mean, I have never seen Andre and Tom get so mad about a movie. Like, Andre was livid. Or
For those who don't know, Andre and Tom are from Midnight's Edge in the Morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And wow, Andre was livid over this movie. Like,
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I'll probably see it really soon and then give my review. But I do have to hop off. Got some family stuff we're gonna be doing, so I just wanted to hop on and say hey to you guys. But yeah, y'all have a great show, and I'll talk to you guys soon, huh?
All right.
Wait, are you leaving, Ryan?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's leaving.
No, hang
Yes.
out.
Yeah, quit your family. Quit, disown your family and stay.
They can't do that.
Yes, he can. He has
Yes,
a
he
right.
can.
He can make his own choices.
Become an orphan.
Didn't you just drop everything to go help your sister?
That
She
was
paid
different.
me.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
No, she did.
Yes, she did.
I'm not even joking. She paid me to go do her errand.
She's $5 richer, Ryan.
So you got bribed?
20.
wait, Cavitino, where did
call it
I didn't
bribe.
hear Cameron. Where did he do his? Because I only heard a Midnight's Edge.
I wouldn't call it bribe, Ryan. I would say she paid for my gas.
Yeah. Well, how about this? You guys still probably have about an hour and a half left. If we don't do anything right away, I'll come back and hop on until we go to dinner because I think that's what we're going to be doing next.
Dude, go be with your family.
All right.
Go be with your family.
I'll see you guys.
You get a hold of me later tonight about tomorrow and then
okay.
and all that. But
Bye,
go be with your
Ryan.
family. Don't ever sacrifice family time for me, guys. You two in
Don't
the chat as well.
Don't choke on too many back tacos.
I won't.
Instagram.
I'll see you guys later.
It's just the one.
See ya.
Bye.
No, Tom was actually saying that parents should sue. That I mean, I would, like I said, I was blown away by just.
So who exactly?
For false advertising. I don't think.
What did they
possible.
false advertise though? They just didn't tell us that it was a woke movie.
No,
honestly,
that it was not.
From what I understand, it was masterfully sold. I mean, we're talking.
For kids, but yeah, no, it's not a kid-friendly movie.
No, it's not an anybody.
I never thought it was. I never
understand.
thought it was gonna be. I never thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, so it just Jesus Christ.
Wow.
No, I
we're
never paid
gonna-
attention to it. I didn't really
I-
care. Didn't even see any of the trailers. I just didn't care because it's Barbie. I don't care. I was surprised that I figured it would be woke, but I also everyone was so interested in it, so I'm like, I must be missing something. Like everyone who's like against the woke were like, yeah, I'm gonna see it. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm missing something. I haven't seen the trailers, but I'm not surprised, and I'm not interested because I'm not a Barbie person.
Cavatino,
Fair enough.
Ryan's not even in my league.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still playing in the minors, baby.
He needs to call me when he's pro.
Yeah.
No, just
Oh,
kidding.
wow.
Ryan's a good guy. Yeah.
Well, we can
He's
take him
a-
down to East Colfax and make him a pro.
I'm sure he'll enjoy that very much.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as the Barbie thing goes, like obviously I don't want kids seeing that message, and obviously it was marketed in such a way that kids are going to want to go and see this, and that is an issue. But you know, like even if that wasn't the case, even if it wasn't like some giant fourth wave feminist propaganda piece, and I've heard guys like Odin from OMB Reviews is saying, oh, this is a big third wave propaganda piece. I will tell you what the fucking difference is. I'm sure a lot of you already know. It's fourth wave. First wave, we want to be recognized as equal to men.
Mm-hmm.
Second wave, we can do anything a man can do.
Mm-mm.
Third wave, we are better than men.
Mm-mm.
Fourth wave, get rid of the men.
Mm-hmm.
This is fourth wave.
But,
And that includes
Yeah.
turning men into women.
Yep.
Get rid
Yeah.
of the men. The thing is, and this is one of the things I brought up during my live stream. It's like this whole idea that girls can do anything. I pointed out that when I was growing up, and like I said, I look a lot older than I look a lot younger than I am. I'm a lot older than I look, right? Never once I was talking about how I volunteered in an operating room. I wanted to be a trauma surgeon. My father, who's Egyptian and Muslim, never once said to me, no, you can't be a doctor. My uncle, who lives in Egypt, not a single family member of mine in Egypt, ever said to me, no, you can't be a doctor. So this whole idea that girls need to be told that they can be anything, where is this coming from?
That's a good point, Strive.
It's just the kids over, yeah, they don't grow up anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Except peace standing. No, actually they can, but it's very messy.
I was going to say, Bush, you have clearly not gone to the same parties I've gone to. Yes, they can be standing up.
On top of that, Bush, you haven't been here very often because that issue's come up a few times where I pointed out that
It's not a good idea, but they can do it. Yeah.
And there is a nice tool if you're a camping person and you're a girl. There is a little tool called a shiwi. So
Shiwi.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to look that up. We're going to bring that up on screen because I think that's hilarious. I heard about this years ago, and it was marketed as a camping tool, but it's also used in a lot of cases to make female to male transgenders feel more at home and at a urinal.
wait, what?
yes, this is real, cat. It was only targeted for campers who don't want to do squats, and they have backpacks, they have like tons of stuff loaded onto their back, and they don't want to tip over, so they'll just stand using that tool to potty, which is because I hike a couple of times. I think that's a great tool, but now the transgenders like, hey, I want to be included and want to be seen as a man. I'm going to use this tool so I can say I pee standing up. It's all a delusion, cat. It's all a delusion.
It's not going to get messy and disgusting after a while.
Yeah, you got to clean it.
Yeah,
Obviously.
but then what's the point if every single time you use it, you have to clean it?
Newsflash, cat. Men have to clean their dicks too.
Yeah, but you have to go to the sink and clean that in the bathroom. I think you're going to kind of...
Men have to go to the sink?
Yeah, but if you're standing in the
We
sink
can.
cleaning that thing...
We don't. I don't, but...
It's not about that. I mean, obviously, if somebody's serious and they want to use something like this, they're obviously going to have to clean it in the same way that you do anything that touches any part of yourself that you don't want touching anything else. You know,
Mhm.
that's just part of the process. You know, but yeah, if they're using this, obviously they have to clean the damn thing. But this isn't about, you know, it's just to help women stand to pee and not make a giant mess. And in some cases, women who think they're dudes
Yeah,
feel
but
better
what I
about
was
using a urinal.
No, but what I was saying is, okay, if you're a woman who wants men to think she's a dude, right, and you're using that, right, you still have to go to the sink
Not if you have a
and
bidet.
clean it. So you're gonna what? Go to the sink and clean that. You're gonna obviously now be kind of standing out.
Standing
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
I had to use this thing to pee while standing. Obviously not a guy. I mean,
Yeah, Bush, as far as that goes, probably not drinking water. If you're near any kind of running water or something, you could probably clean it out with that. The thing is pee is sterile, right?
Yes.
You just don't want it building up in there because it's also semi-organic, and that can, you know, increase things like funguses and, you know, other draw flies and that kind of thing. So you obviously want to rinse it the fuck out before you put it away.
Yeah.
But, you know, as far as like actually like sterilizing and cleaning the damn thing, that's something that you probably wouldn't do necessarily on a hike because you don't have the equipment available for that.
Just
And
rinse it
it's
out with some water and
pretty much,
put it
yeah.
somewhere and just clean it. You know, clean it the right, or bring some like baby wipes or something. Try to clean as best you can.
Hmm.
Sam drinks pee. I'll drink your pee.
Ugh.
I'm kidding. I won't drink your pee.
I know that's a fetish.
It's not mine. Like, you know, yeah,
Mhm.
obviously pee is repulsive and all that stuff. But I mean, I've cleaned up pee from not just myself, but from other people over the years and all that stuff. And yeah, it's probably the single. Generally speaking, it's because of the high pH level in pee. The acidic content of this stuff usually kills pretty much anything that enters it. Not always, but for the most part. So you're less likely to catch anything that is latent in someone's body from that specific fluid than you are from almost any other fluid, you know, bile or your, you know, what have you. It's just not the same level of danger, you know. But yeah, it's. I guess this is a thing for women who want to feel better or want to experience what it's like to be a man. Except it doesn't. The fact is, ladies, is you will never fully experience what it's like to have to shake it off. And I mean, that looks pretty rigid there. So,
Hmm.
you know, most dudes don't pee with hard-ons because that's not how it works. There's a valve in the vas deferens that separates the urethra from, you know, the testicular stuff. So the whole like rigid, I guess, design of this thing isn't wholly accurate if you're looking for a real, you know, what it's like to pee as a dude scenario, because it's just not how penises work. But you know, please, Devil, like you haven't seen much worse shit even this week on other streams.
I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are going to be issues there, but frankly, if anybody's carrying this thing around with them to use it regularly anywhere they go, they're probably not worried too much about that sort of thing, would be my guess. You know, and also, like, honestly, like you guys have gone camping, right?
Oh yes.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so for women who have gone camping, right, you don't have the same level of cleanliness when you're camping. You can't. You know, obviously you want to, like, you know, be as clean as possible, but when you're out taking a crap in the woods, there's only so much you can do to prevent things from getting on things. So, you know.
Well, I'm just saying, if you are a woman who wants to use the men's room in pee standing, first of all, you really think no guy's going to notice that you're using that thing. All right. And second of all, you're going to have to clean it. So you use that thing to pee while standing. You take it out of your pants and you go up to the sink and you clean it up. You just
And that's gonna
screamed out
gross
loud,
out.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, and that's gonna gross out every man trying to wash his hands.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have a better chance of passing as a man if you just use the stall. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and this brings up something that I know we talk a lot about, you know, trans women, you know, men who think they're women. Uh, we don't talk that much about women who think they're men, and obviously they don't go into men's spaces nearly as much or to the same degree of fanfare anyway. Because the fact of the matter is that men are bigger and stronger than women are, and women who think they're men are also probably not dumb enough to put themselves in situations where they're going to get punched like a man most of the time.
Yeah. No, on
Right?
top of that, they actually pass pretty well because one of the advantages that women trying to be men have is that you can add, but you can't take away. So a woman has a very, the larynx is a lot thinner, right? Like lighter. So when they take testosterone, it thickens the larynx, so their voice deepens. You can't do the opposite. No man who wants to be a woman, no matter how much estrogen they take, unless they do some kind of tracheal or whatever it is, shave, won't happen. If they take testosterone long enough, they will start growing facial hair. So I've seen trans men who easily pass. They're also, again, not stupid. They know because they
For a
don't.
given value, yeah, I would say like hacking off your breast is not a smart move, but again, it's not so much about the biophysical things here that I'm referring to. I'm referring to guy code, right?
Mm.
This is a thing that guys have. We are raised with some of this stuff by our fathers and our uncles and our brothers. We are also, some of it is just innate. You actually have to be a man to understand some of this stuff. You know,
Same with women.
like I can explain it to you, but I cannot explain to you the subtleties or how we know even. You know, it's just there. Like there's an unwritten, unspoken rule. You go into say you go into a men's room, right? There are 5 urinals lined up next to each other. Right?
Oh yeah, I know this.
Yeah. So you obviously you choose the one you always want to be at least one urinal away from the next guy. Right?
Yeah,
that's not something that like women don't automatically think like that. Right? We do because, it's just, you just don't do it. Men don't talk in the bathroom generally. They certainly don't look over at each other's dicks, which is something that I could definitely see a female to male transgender, doing on the first time, just like, out of curiosity, even not even necessarily a sexual thing, just like, to see how it's done even. But that's a huge fucking no-no in the world of men. You don't do that unless you want to get floored.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's common sense. I would never have, if I were in that circumstance, which I've never been. First thing is, logically, I wouldn't stand next to if I were using a urinal, I would go to the one right next to someone. Definitely would have one between me and the person next to me. That to me seems like common sense. And then, you don't go look at someone's dick. No, I mean, to me, that doesn't seem like a bro code. That seems like common sense. I mean, if I were never going to happen because my religion decided to go pass it off as a guy, I'd not have that common sense. I'd be like, yeah.
Boosh, do you want to be the first?
Something tells me that does not happen either.
But yeah, and that's similarly a problem even for genuine people who really have the dysphoria, who really believe that they're born in the wrong body, like male to female. They end up in female spaces and all that stuff. Even if they're in earnest and not some fucking pervert just saying that that's what they are so they can get close to, women, they still are not going to have the innate understanding of womanly things that women do. They're just not. Because they are in fact not women. Just like these on the other side, those are in fact not men. They are not going to understand everything about that. I was listening to stand-up bit the other day, and this guy was talking about the differences between men and women, as stand-up often do. He said he came on one day and his girlfriend was having all the girls over doing a book club or some shit, and they were all chatting and making eye contact, and it freaked him the fuck out. So he backed into another room and closed the door. And the next day, she comes home and she sees that, there's a bunch of dudes there and they're all watching the game and none of them are speaking and they haven't moved in like 5 fucking hours. And she was like, you guys haven't moved in 5 hours. She's like, I know, isn't it great? Because these are the differences in men and women. These are not things that are necessarily talked about, We don't discuss beforehand, oh yeah, we're going to hang out in the same room and not speak. It is the way we are. And with the transgender stuff, like there's no bridging some of those gaps. Forget all the surgical stuff, forget all the hormone crap. There are just certain things that cannot be understood by someone who is not of that.
Well, like I could see them. Like I said, people talk about Buck Angel. He's extremely feminine. There's a lot of things he does that when I look at him, I go, yeah, that's biological women. I follow one or two trans men on Twitter, and I mean, one of them was talking about how a movie brought them to tears, and I'm like, no dude would first of all admit, unless it's something like Sound of Fury. Most of the guys are like, yeah, it nearly had me at tears. But this is some cartoon called Nimona, and like, you have to watch it. It probably just the way they sit, the body language, you could just. The way they tweet, where they tweet so much emotional stuff, it's like, no, I mean, just no. I can see it.
Yeah, clues are right here too. One of the very first things that they get to discover is things ain't as easy for the patriarchy as they like to think. Patriarchy in this case, of course, being, men in general, because in some cases there's when that word is used, there's no distinction made between the overarching mythical body of men, seeking to oppress all women for all time, and just your average Joe on the street who has nothing to do with that shit. But men are lonely. We are, as a sex. We're very lonely people, and most of us will never get past that. And there's a lot of things that go into that women don't consider, because they don't experience that. They have different experiences than men do. And that's another thing that is different between men and women that doesn't cross over. Men have different experiences than women do. That doesn't say that one side is, greater or lesser than the other, but they're just different. And it can't ever be otherwise. That's one of the things that has always driven me nuts. Getting past the transgender shit, just in general, with perception of reality. Some things just are the way they are, and no matter how you fucking perceive it or want to perceive it, you can't change that, because those things are the way they are. Forget the whys. The sun is hot, right? I want to go walk around on the surface of the sun, but I can't do that because it's too hot. But there's nothing I can fucking do to change the fact that it's hot, because that's just the way it is. And it's sorry I get a little heavy on you guys there, but
no. Take your mind.
Reality does not care about perception.
Nope.
It just doesn't. We all perceive things in our own ways. We obviously all perceive things through the lens of our own, viewpoints. Empathy only goes so far, because you can't actually live inside someone else's head. And reality, as we understand it, generally is made up of a consensus of the majority perception, right? But there are certain things that are outside of our perception in terms of like, how we say that they are. Like, things fall down when you throw them up in the sky. Regardless of what it is that causes that effect, that's what happens. Nothing you can fucking do about that. When you touch something hot, you get burned.
Yep.
No amount of wishing or seeing things another way is going to change that fact. And I know there are people out there who are like, oh, well, I walk on hot coals. That's a trick. It's not actually. There's a trick to that, and it doesn't change reality. But yeah, it's it's exactly right. And not even just stupidity, just our smallness. I know we've talked some about faith on here, and I know that there are people who represent faiths with us both on this panel and in the chat who believe very strongly in a power greater than themselves that cares about them. I do not. I'm not saying that there aren't powers greater than us. I absolutely believe that, but I don't believe that it care. I believe that it is not even malevolent. UA. I wouldn't even say malevolent. I would say indifferent. You know, we live in a red carnivorous universe, and it barely notices us. You know, and that fact, regardless of your perception, is a fact. Things are going on the opposite side of all of creation that have absolutely no regard for us. We might be sitting here contemplating them. In fact, my very saying that out loud is a form of thinking about those things, those unknowable things, the things I cannot perceive, but I'm just like, I'm sure there's something going on out there. I guarantee it has no regard for my existence or my perception of it. And I just realized that I went off on a really dark tangent there. I'm sorry, guys.
But it's okay. Like, I was just like, this is a little heavy for me to respond.
Oh, well, as it be, it just reminds me how much I did fit in with girls growing up, so.
I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't apologize of like
Yeah,
something
no.
that you're.
No. Apologize.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, I
Feel bad.
Well, I mean, I don't feel bad for what I said. I stand by what I said, and I believe what I said. I'm just kind of sorry I drug you guys down into it.
No, you're not. That's what you do. No, but how about I lighten the load a bit? Well, it's not going to lighten up for a Cat. Hey, Cat, remember that question I asked you a few weeks back
What?
about the possibility of the Xbox console going bye-bye?
Yeah.
Well, another YouTuber actually did a report on this very issue about, I want to say about a week and a half ago, and I meant to tell you about it. And he actually pulled an article where a Microsoft executive was interviewed, and he did say that, and I believe he's a board member on top of that, and he did say that they've pretty much thrown in the towel on the console wars. They basically said that Sony whooped them, and that their move going forward, once the whole deal with Activision was taken care of, was that they were going to pivot to software instead of hardware.
I don't know. I mean, that's again, I don't know. Because on the other hand, they've lost several generations, but they still keep coming back. I think the one console that we will never see disappear is the Nintendo Switch.
I agree.
But the
Nintendo's not going anywhere.
Yeah, because Nintendo will never put their games on PC. And I spoke with someone from Nintendo, and yeah, Nintendo. Xbox, I don't know. That's one board member. They say that every generation. They said that with the Xbox 360. Well, at least with the Xbox One. People have been saying this rumor. Do I think? I don't know, because a lot of people still like consoles and a lot of people still sell them. A lot of people still buy them. So it's like,
well, it's not a rumor at this point. I mean, this man was interviewed by a news outlet. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's one person, one member, and they can be saying that now, but they still get a lot of. There's a reason why, even if it's not the top seller, they still make a lot of money on the consoles. They do sell a lot of them. So at the end of the day, if PlayStation comes out with a console, I don't see Xbox not coming out with a console. I think the two of them are going back and forth between each other.
I think Cavatino is right. I did also read an article about Xbox Gold being discontinued, and I believe it's because of the Game Pass.
No, it's becoming a part of.
Is it becoming a part of it?
It's becoming
the
a part
Switch
of
ain't going nowhere, bro.
You want to know why? I'll tell you why the Switch is going nowhere. Because the reason the Xbox and the PlayStation could potentially go away is because both of them are bringing their games to PC. Games that I thought would never be on PC for Sony are on PC, and every game, people have a feeling that like they keep bringing games Sony exclusives to PC. So the PlayStation can go away and you can still play Sony exclusive. Nintendo will never bring their games legally to the PC. Never. At least not for the foreseeable future. And I've spoken with someone from Nintendo, and one of the main reasons they don't bring Nintendo games to the PC is because they want to control how you experience their games. There's a reason why even third-party controllers have to be. I mean, you can get the unapproved stuff, but even third party like Hori has a mark on it, the Nintendo seal, saying, yeah, this is the controller Nintendo has approved of. They want you to experience their games the way they want you to experience it. So
it's about the modders, not necessarily about the PC. They don't want anybody modding the games.
not only that. It's not just that they don't want anyone modding them. It's they want you to experience their game the same way on their console. I think so. That's main reason. So like if you have a highly expensive graphics card, you're going to experience a game differently on PC than someone with a poorer graphics card. It's not about the modders. The modders are flat out illegal, and I have said this. My view on modders and emulators are this: present generation is an absolute no to me. You do not emulate Nintendo Switch, period. That is flat out theft. I will not emulate a Nintendo Switch game.
No, I don't mean emulating. I mean just modders. You know, like some.
Oh no, it isn't about modders. I don't even think we even talked about modders. It was just the idea that they want you to experience the Nintendo game. That's why they're very. I mean, here I have a Nintendo accessory, right? All right, let me just make sure. This, right?
Yep, it's the Apple of the consoles, exactly, Strive.
Yeah, but if you notice here, it doesn't show very well. There's a gold circle on it. This isn't made by Nintendo. This is made by Hori. But Nintendo has tested it, and they have approved it because they want you to experience their games the way they want you to experience them. So we have not seen, like with Sony, we've seen slowly the games are coming to PC. We have not seen a single Nintendo Switch game, Nintendo first party title on PC legally. And until I start seeing Nintendo games on the PC, which at this point is probably not going to happen, or at least for the next decade minimum, I don't foresee the Nintendo Switch or any Nintendo stopping the making of consoles.
So what I'm getting from this, the takeaway for me here, is that you're saying that the PC master race is going to Buchenwald PlayStation and Xbox.
Yes. Because the Xbox and the PlayStation are basically the advantages you have with the Xbox and the PlayStation are it's convenience. Back when I used to initially start playing PC games, you had the problem of you didn't even know if the game would work. I remember having a game on PC and having to install drivers. You didn't have Steam back then. Now you have Steam, so it's no longer very hard to play a PC game. On top of that, they're bringing their games because, I mean, Sony clearly saw that Microsoft benefited by putting their games on PC. It's the biggest market, PC. Some people just like the convenience of consoles. Some people like to get them for their kids. They're cheap, but they're just cheap PCs at this point.
Fair enough. I will not be. I will end up in the Buchenwald as well because I'm not signing up with that master race PC bullshit. It's not going to happen. So when the consoles that I actually do use end up phasing out, I will probably be done gaming. And I'm not going to Nintendo. I don't like Nintendo. I haven't liked Nintendo in 25 years.
You play a Nintendo game?
Yeah, I've played several Nintendo games. I've had Nintendo's.
Monster Hunter's on the Switch.
Monster Hunter is Capcom. Capcom isn't that picky about who they sell their shit to.
Yeah.
No. But in this case, yes, it was exclusively released for a limited time.
Yeah.
And then they released it elsewhere. But they also had an exclusive deal with PlayStation since like 2006. Yeah. So, but I don't like their machines. I don't like the designs. I hate the fucking controllers. Most of their shit is geared towards people who are a lot younger than I am, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. But it's not for me, so I'm not going to Nintendo. That's never going to happen.
Another reason why I don't see the Nintendo Switch dying away is because, again, one of the biggest markets is kids, and kids like the consoles, and it's easy to buy a kid a console. One of the things we pointed out about a week or two ago was Nintendo actually celebrated Father's Day instead of Pride. They celebrated Father's Day because a lot of the games that kids play for Nintendo, their parents played. So they play with their kids, and then they get their kids into Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I play video games with my kids too. You know, like my kids are both gamers, and a lot of that is due to my influence because
Yeah.
their mother hates video games and people who play them. So, you know. But yeah, I don't know that I agree that they're necessarily going to be phased out right away, but I could see where you would say that.
Well, I did say I think we probably will have a PlayStation 5 and probably another Xbox before they fully do, because the thing is also, the problem is, even if they're not top selling, like with the Xbox, it hasn't won a generation in a very long time, but they sell enough consoles that they make a very good profit on them. So they really don't have a reason to get rid of it. They make enough profit on the Xbox and the Game Pass that it's more beneficial. Eventually, yeah, I do see them eventually phasing out, but I think we have at least one more console generation ahead of us.
Honestly, I'm surprised Xbox hasn't decided to drop the console pretense, you know, to begin with, because most PCs run on their tech anyway.
Because it sells.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the PlayStation level of sales, but it sells. And then there's the Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
no, but Muggsy, Muggsy, the Switch has been around for like 7 years, and people were saying, when are we going to get a Switch 2? However, recent sales of the Switch have been higher than they have ever been. So, I mean, the problem is Nintendo doesn't need to. That's the problem. Nintendo is selling so many Switches that they don't need to release a new one.
Yeah, Zillage, I agree. I think more competition better, frankly. And I think that in all fields, I think if you have competition, it lights a fire under your ass to succeed and to outdo your competition. And so yeah, more competition is better for everybody. Microsoft, of course, is one of those companies that does not agree with me on that, but
about more competition is better. Well, Sony PlayStation probably doesn't agree either. They both want to be the number one. But
sure,
I agree.
Sure,
I mean,
I get that. I'm not talking about the Xbox. I'm talking about Microsoft's, the corporation. Look at how they've infiltrated everything that isn't fucking Apple.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and look at who started that company and what he's doing. They do not believe in competition. They believe in monopolies.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. And I'm not a big fan of Microsoft. I just happen to like the Xbox. Excuse me.
And you know what? And that's that article that I was just telling you about. Apparently, it was written back in March, but they even said that the purpose of them buying Activision was to bring more people into Microsoft's ecosystem. It has nothing to do with games itself. It was just to bring more people under their umbrella, pretty much by force.
Yeah, because eventually they're not going to be releasing. I mean, they want to limit. Well, I mean, when you think about it, Microsoft doesn't have a lot of very good exclusives at the moment, so it would give them some decent exclusives.
Well, they never do, right away either. You know,
but
and
you know what though, that could work. That could work for Nintendo though, because then people will be like, "Oh, okay, well you did that. Well, Nintendo's not going to sell to you, so we'll just go right on over here."
Well, Nintendo has actually made a deal where they will get Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch. So so supposedly part of the buyout of Activision was it requires them to. They've agreed to bring Call of Duty to the Switch.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
The thing is, I was listening to either WDW Pro or Valiant Renegade, who's talking about the size of Apple, and it's like the first $3 trillion company. So it's like we were. I'm not trying to remove the terrifyingness of Microsoft, okay? But
No,
Apple's
Apple's equally fucking terrifying.
Yeah, Apple's equally. They have like $50 billion of cash just lying around. So like, can they buy? Because people are like, can they actually buy Disney? It's like, yeah, piece of cake. Microsoft is terrifyingly big. The only one that isn't terrifyingly big is Nintendo. Nintendo is still pretty small compared to Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah, but Apple is also the only one that's investing actively in things like smart houses, which will lock you out if you say something the AI doesn't agree with.
Oh, that happened with Amazon already.
What do you think? Apple's was the first one in the smart house game.
It's interesting because their smart house stuff doesn't sell very well.
Because it's stupid fucking expensive, and also the AI is terrifying.
Well, they also, I mean, the HomePod does not sell compared to the one that's the ridiculously popular one that everyone has. That basically, if I were an AI, all right, this is me going into conspiracy theory. My apologies for dominating, but here's my conspiracy theory. Want to know one of the most popular AI devices? The Amazon Echo Dot Echo. That thing is being sold. It not only is it always ridiculously cheap from Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Amazon itself. Every single store that sells it usually has it on sale for like 75% off. They often throw it in for free. Now, if I were a crazy AI trying to take over, I'd want to be able to have the farthest reach possible. I'm betting there are literally millions of those things all over the place because they literally throw them in for free with, if you buy this, you'll get a free Echo Dot. And so people are picking up Echo Dots left and right. That thing is everywhere. I'm telling you, it has outsold the Google one. It has outsold the HomePod. Amazon. They're the ones you should be worried about. Every single home device works with Amazon. The Ring, the Nest.
Well, that's when the one thing they have that they've got on Apple is that Apple devices work exclusively with Apple programs and Apple tech. They're very, like, you can't even get a phone charger for an iPhone that isn't made by Apple because nothing is fucking compatible with those charge slots, those charge ports.
No, not anymore. Actually, the phone uses USB-C.
Yeah.
Well, that must be a new thing. I don't know. I haven't purchased any Apple tech in a long time. I do have an iPhone through work, but it stays at work. It does not come home with me. I leave it at work when I'm done. I don't want anything to do with that thing, and it was not my choice to have it in the first place. But that was kind of Apple's big draw, like iPhone this, iPad that, whatever.
I this, I that.
And it was all interconnected, and it was wonderful to work with its own stuff, but it was 100% incompatible with anything else. And that was part of how they got you to buy all their shit.
That's why they got rid of the aux, because the aux was not theirs.
Mm-hmm.
The 3.5 million. That's why people. Someone was saying, why did Apple get rid of it? It doesn't make sense for Samsung or anyone else to get rid of it until they got rid of the Lightning cable. They wanted everything exclusively on their Apple device. Apple licensed. Aux cables are not. So that's why they got rid of the 3.5 millimeter jack, because then.
Not exactly what we were talking about, but if you want to get technical, pretty much every major brand on planet Earth uses slave labor in China. Yeah. Mostly underage slave labor, and most of those guys don't have the options of taking advantage of the self-deletion nets in the first place. It's an awful fucking world out there. But again, that wasn't really where we were going with all this. But yeah, if you want to go out and like boycott all the awful shit in the world, you're going to be pretty bare bones in existence.
Yeah.
I say go for it, Bo. Go do it anyway.
No, I mean, if that's what he feels, I have no issue with him doing that. I'm just saying that isn't, like, they're all doing it. It's not just fucking Apple.
See, boy, you've got permission.
Yeah. So. I don't know, but I think Nomi, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
You've been suspiciously
Yeah.
quiet. Are you
Yeah,
plotting in the
know me.
background?
I've been here for like the past hour.
Are you plotting in the back? That never mind. That joke doesn't work unless there's like a fucking math grid on screen. But
No, I've just been listening to y'all's conversation because it's been good dialogue back and forth on y'all.
well, I'm mostly
And also my tummy hurts. I don't know why.
I'm
Yes.
gonna leave that alone.
It feels like I ate something earlier. I'm like, why is it hurting all of a sudden? So,
You can't
yeah.
stomach the conversation. Nah.
No, it just started.
Funny.
No, my stomach started turning. I was like, what gives? Like, all I had was just like eggs, coffee, and some toast. That was it. That's like a
How
usual.
long ago?
That was at 10:30.
Yeah, you're hungry.
Yeah, you're hungry.
It could be.
It is.
Nah, you're hungry.
No,
Well, here's the thing. I only eat once a day,
It doesn't mean you're not hungry.
and I don't normally eat breakfast. I ate it. I forced myself to eat it because my mom made it. My mom has a very bad habit of not remembering that I am not a breakfast eater.
And because you eat once a day, that's all you've had since.
Okay, and
You're hungry.
I'm not hungry.
You are, because your body is used to eating at a certain time of day, is it not?
Around this time, yes.
Yeah, you're hungry.
But usually, like if I do force myself to eat breakfast, I'm set for the rest of the day. So, but yeah, I
Not today, apparently.
Yeah, I was just admit it. I was about to admit it. Like maybe I am hungry. Maybe I'll just go get myself something at Chick-fil-A or at Raising Cane's or get myself a salad. I don't know.
God, I miss Chick-fil-A. We don't have those here.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem, and I'm pissed about it.
I'll send you. I'll go get some and send you some photos.
Oh,
I've never had Chick-fil-A.
It's
So-
amazing.
So you
good.
never had
A
Chick-fil-A?
barbecue sauce.
You know what they have in their
No.
chicken sandwiches that nobody else has in their chicken sandwiches in the fast food
Chicken?
game? Real chicken, yes.
Yep.
And it's
Chick-fil-A does have real chicken.
delicious.
Yeah.
Though somebody was saying about Sony, yeah, they actually used to make laptops too. They don't make them anymore. Sony made a lot of stuff that
Sony used to make phones. They used to make TVs. They used to make
they still
pretty
make
much
TVs.
anything electronic that you could think of. Sony made. They used to make fucking video phones back in the fucking day.
Sony made a lot of stuff that
And
first.
I don't mean like how we can FaceTime now on our smartphones. I mean this was like a fucking mini TV with a corded handle or a corded phone handle connected to it.
Oh well, they made the e-reader. You know, the Kindle. Sony made one before the Kindle. But they market so badly. They had, the GoPro. I have a Sony GoPro.
I have vaguely heard of the GoPro. I'm not 100%
GoPro is
sure what that
a
is.
portable camera that has a million different accessories. So you could put it on a drone or, it's that miniature camera that could go underwater.
Oh, is this that thing that
I have one.
it's got like a stick?
It could have a stick, or at one point there was the chesty, which means you could put it on your chest. The headset. There was one at one point for the dog, so you could put a harness on your dog and have the camera. But there was a Sony GoPro, and I still have it, and it's a small camera that you could take underwater and stuff, and you'd have a watch that shows you everything that's being recorded. And it's like they marketed it so badly that GoPro beat them, but they a lot of the stuff that other companies have made, Sony actually made it first, but then they sucked at it, at marketing it, so they actually made some really good stuff.
Fair enough.
I wish I was a gamer so I can partake in this conversation that Kat is having.
Oh well, no, this is just tech related stuff. This isn't even gaming. I mean,
And it's not too late, Nomi. It's
I
not
know.
too late. Join us.
Yes, join us on the dark side. We
You'll
have
float
first person.
too, Nomi. You'll
We
float
have
too.
we have first person shooters, Nomi.
Now that does sound interesting. First person shooters.
Yes.
Somebody mentioned Call of Duty earlier in the chat and asking how long that was going to go after the recent debacle. And honestly, I'm surprised Call of Duty's lasted as long as it has, because it's basically the same damn shit year after year after
Yeah.
year after year. Kind of like Madden football. I can't believe that went on as long as it did.
It's still going. It's still
That's
going
my
on
point.
right now.
That's my point. It's the same fucking game over and over and
FIFA.
over and over again.
FIFA. My brothers every year want the new FIFA.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I'm not Clue says join us. It's a better life. If you're talking about like shooters, like that sort of
Yes.
thing, that's not for me. I'm gonna stick with my RPGs and Tetris probably. That's right. You heard me. I play Tetris still to this
Tetris
day.
is good a game. I was just showing off all my Game Boys and stuff earlier on my live stream. I have something called the Revo K101 Plus, which is a hardware clone for the Game Boy Advance. I was showing off my Game Boys. I have the original Pokédex. Yeah.
Mostly Bernie, probably because they are in the description. I put all of the links in the description of each of these things, and I don't have, my mods are not under orders to drop links in chat. I mean, they're not restricted from doing it or anything. They can if they want. It's just, it's not something that we do over here necessarily. If that answers your question.
Second camera and have Buster Cam going.
No. But yeah, I think this has been a pretty good discussion today. We're just over. We normally go a little longer, but I think we covered most of our topics and all that. Real quick though, Carrie, yeah, there are a few consoles you can download Tetris onto.
Nintendo Switch?
I've got it on my PS4. You know, and I'm pretty sure that I've got a fucking old battery operated Game Boy somewhere that's still got it too.
Oh, that's Nintendo.
I didn't say I'd never had anything. I said that I won't continue to support them. You know, and it isn't. I don't. They're just,
I'm joking.
don't like
I'm
their
joking.
products. And it's still got that sepia colored screen. Like that's how fucking far back it goes. As a matter of fact, it might not still work anymore. I don't know. I don't think I've. It might not. But yeah, you can Carrie, you can find Tetris if you look hard enough for it. It's
it's everywhere.
And they've got a dump. You know, it's obviously been updated a number of times by the original creators, not these fucking yahoos who are passing off their little block games on Twitter as the new thing. And they're like, no, this is just Tetris, except you can't fucking turn your blocks now. Like it's like, why would I play a lesser version of an awesome game? But whatever. Anyway,
I have a physical copy for Game Boy.
Yes. So let us go around the horn here. As a matter of fact, who wants to go first? I don't even care.
I'll go first. So guys, you could catch me tonight if the Lioness is coming on tonight on her channel Lioness Exile. You can catch me in the chat, and also you can catch me every Friday night with my host Samiel the Infamous and Nomi Without You on our show Abyssal Musings. That's it.
Fair enough. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I'll go.
You can have it, Cat. No.
Fight!
I'm ready. I'm ready, Cat. Bring it. I was raised on the streets. I ain't afraid.
We're in totally different states.
I'm not afraid. I've been to Jersey before.
Okay. I thought you guys said Jersey smelled.
It does.
So I don't have to worry about any of you guys.
How do you think she knows?
And so I don't have to worry because I know none of you guys are going to come to Jersey. So
not on purpose, not without a black bag over my head.
Yep.
Yeah. See, so I'm not worried.
And if that happens, I'm probably never leaving Jersey. So
that is very true.
By the way, though, I should show off my hat because Muggsy's idea was for me to wear gaming hats on the weekends. I got my Rabbids hat.
Ooh.
I'll
go ahead. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. I'll go ahead and go. I have nothing coming up. But tomorrow I'm actually going to hang out with our good friend Lily. We're going to go bar hopping, so I'll be getting some content out of that. And then I'm going to go see the Barbie movie, and I know I'm going to hate it. So that's why I'm going to go kind of drunk so I can at least tolerate it. But if even my drunkenness cannot tolerate this movie, I will definitely be making a video out of that. And then I'm going to go get myself something to eat.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, before you
A
get hangry.
burger. A burger.
Before you get
sounds good.
hangry and go find Ryan and burn him down.
Yes. I will.
All right. Well.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna do my outro.
Wait,
Oh.
what about me?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah, what
saying.
Yeah, wow. Okay,
I
the
sit there
the air of
breathing.
hate in this room now.
It's not hate so much as indifference. Is that better?
Now, for hate or love.
I mean, Kat, please tell us where people can find you on the interwebs. Jesus,
I
I'm
don't
an
know if I
asshole.
want to anymore. Clearly, you don't want me to.
I am such a dick.
Kat, you have the floor.
All right. I will be live streaming probably tomorrow. I don't know what, because I do want to play some GTA, but I also want to play Warframe. So I will be playing video games tomorrow. I will probably be live streaming on Wednesday because I finally am getting Remnant 2. Who knows? I don't know. I come home from work tired. Very tired.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah. I work a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before I continue, is there anything anybody else wants to say? Because I don't want to step on anybody's toes like I just did Kat's.
No.
I'll take that as a no. All right. So my name is Samiel the Infamous. If you were watching this on any of the channels that is currently streaming to the Hijabi Gamers or Ryan at Legion Talk, the original signal, the signal that we're using, is on my channel, Samiel the Infamous. We do this every Saturday. Normally Ryan's here for this, but he decided to bitch out and go be with his family or something.
Wow.
Like that.
After you just told him to leave.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping he'll play this back and like hear that later and then yell at me. It'd be funny. Anyway.
What the fuck, dude?
Like, wow.
That's exactly it. I'm gonna get a DM in the middle of the night. What the fuck, man?
I mean,
and I'd be like, I'm just fucking with you. I wanted to see how long
Screaming
it'd
into the
take you to
Void
clap
number
back.
58, the last episode of Screaming into the Void, because everybody just suddenly disappeared.
Right. So, but yeah, no, you can find us here every Saturday for Screaming into the Void. Friday nights, Abyssal Musings with Nomi and Laurence. Sundays, we're doing Star Trek Engage, also a joint production on multiple channels and all that. And you can occasionally find me on other channels, in particular Lioness Exiled, where you will also find Larry. And that's about it. And we're just kind of popping up all over the internet these days. So thanks for coming. We appreciate each and every one of you in the chat for showing up and hanging out. It's been a good time for the most part, except for when I got really existential and fucking dark in the middle of it there. Sorry about that. Sometimes my head does that, and sometimes I let it get away with me. Yeah, that's about it. Anybody else got any parting words?
Bye.
Toodles.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Remember, it could always be worse. It could be raining flaming cobras. Good night, everybody.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a